right, man. On a serious note, let's talk about this story out of Baton Rouge. Says horrific tragedy unfolded in Baton Rouge. Police say 23-year-old STASY Charles was brutally stabbed by her boyfriend, Stephen Henrik Jr. After attacking her, Henrik reportedly crashed his vehicle head on and then set himself on fire. He later died, I guess that's what they're trying to say, from those injuries. Reportedly, she had a tweet saying, "Send her a white boy." And you know the comments, you know. Anytime black women say they preference and what they want in men, you know, and it ain't black men get offended. And I mean, understandable, because I feel like when a man do that to black women, they get offended as well. But at the same time, it's never, you know, all jokes aside, it's never okay to rejoice in somebody's death. You know what I'm saying? Nobody deserves to die, especially not the way she died. You know what I'm saying? I believe like white men, some white men look at black women as a fetish on some shit. You know what I'm saying? We can go down the history of black and white relations from back to slavery days, what they used to do and how they used to treat black women and things they used to do to the black women husbands and stuff like that to show dominance on them and shit like that. And it's also a thing with white women and black men. So I think it's like an unspoken fetish, but when it comes like that, I never me personally been with a white woman before, sexually. I don't think I'm approachable. I look approachable to white women. I think you gotta have a certain type of look as a black man for white women to be attracted to you. So I don't really think I ever really attracted white women to me. You know what I'm saying? And I never really had a fetish for white women. But yeah, man, it's never okay to kill anybody, brutally kill anybody at that. This girl was 23, looked like a beautiful girl, a very beautiful girl, you know. But when you draw your line in the sand like that and make it known what your preference is, people, you know, of your race get offended by that, and they look at that like a reason for you to be dead on some shit. And that shit is, you know, I don't agree with that. Let's go to the news report. We get more details about this situation.
Balloons taking flight to honor the life of a woman lost to domestic violence. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Family and friends of STASY Charles say a New Orleans woman who was killed in Baton Rouge last week are celebrating her life.
She was stabbed to death by her ex-boyfriend. The investigative unit's best casualty has been following this story closely. She reports tonight from Gretna, where that memorial took place, and has new information on the circumstances that led up to her murder.
Michael, Sylvia, we're here in Gretna, which is near Charles's hometown of Harvey. There were dozens of people, they're still lingering here behind me, that came to celebrate her life, releasing purple balloons in her honor.
The WBRZ investigative unit has obtained more documents showing the rocky relationship history that led to 2 deaths. According to Baton Rouge police, 28-year-old Stephen Heinrich stabbed 23-year-old STASY Charles to death before crashing his car and setting himself on fire. Court documents show Charles had tried to protect herself from Heinrich multiple times before her death. In a protective order request filed in October in family court, Charles says Heinrich was physically abusive, having checked these boxes saying he punched, shoved, and threatened her life with a weapon. However, in her written description of the abuse, she does not mention violence, instead stating he was relentlessly harassing and stalking her and her family through social media.
He created like any dating site, any type of thing. This man would create a page for my daughter.
It's behavior that Dominique Ramkaran and her family know well.
Everything that he did to my daughter, he was doing to the same girl.
Ramkaran lives in New York, where Heinrich is from. She says he harassed and stalked her daughter for months before he met Charles.
A year and a half, you harassed and stalked my daughter. A year and a half, you have tortured us.
In fact, it got so bad it led Ramkaran to file a civil suit against Heinrich when she says the police wouldn't take it seriously. According to her, he had been arrested in New York for violating a protective order several times.
The system failed both of these young ladies.
In Baton Rouge, Heinrich was never served with that initial protective order by Charles because officers couldn't find him. The matter was ultimately dismissed because Charles didn't show up to court. A month later, Heinrich was arrested for misdemeanor domestic abuse against Charles, and she was granted a protective order. He was issued a $2,500 bond by Commissioner Keena Kimball, and a week later stabbed Charles to death. Ramkaran says her death could have been prevented.
So how does a man that has a flipping assault, like a harassment, has probation, have warrants, were able to slip through the system, get a $2,500 bail, and was able to go back to the same young lady that he harassed and kill her?
District Attorney Hiller Moore is currently out of the country and said he did not want to comment on this case until he has all the facts, which he assures me his office is working to get. What we do know is when Heinrich went in front of Commissioner Kimball for his domestic abuse charge, the DA's office did let her know that he had been previously arrested for violating a protective order as well as a criminal mischief charge, both out of the state of New York. In terms of those protective orders that Baton Rouge police says that they found and that we know exist in New York, it's not sure why the DA's office did not have that information at the time. We're going to be following this case very carefully, and I promise to bring you the latest information as soon as we get it. Reporting for the investigative unit, Bess Casterly, WBRZ News 2.
Yeah, so there you have it, man. Like, this dude clearly had a problem with detachment and letting people go on with their lives. And this is the result of that. When you hold a certain type of race up in the air, you get you get this type of shit. But condolences to this this lady's family. She did not deserve to be killed, to be stabbed by this man to death, to be harassed. But yeah, man, it's bad people in every race. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people want to make one race superior than the other and say, just because a person is another race that they wouldn't do certain things and all that other stuff, or because they are a certain race and you get all the perks and all the glitz and the glamour because they, got a certain type of access to things that it might be a better experience for you. But, everybody gotta learn a hard lesson, When you white, you right, man. That's why he was able to slip through the cracks. That's why nobody took this shit serious when they was trying to hunt him down to serve him. That's why. You in fucking Baton Rouge, Louisiana, one of the most racist states in America. States and cities in America. Nobody finna take what you saying serious. So, at the end of the day, man, like I said, condolences to this young lady, family. And I hope they, able to move on and so one day put all this stuff behind them. But at the end of the day, man, it's never okay for somebody to take somebody's life. Let's get that started first and foremost. But he knew he was a piece of shit. That's why he took his life. And he should be damn near riding in hell at this point. So we're gonna leave it at that, man. It's your boy Burke, aka some more, man. This is some more of it, man. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, get in the comment section, let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. Let's talk about it. Let's get it, let's go. We on the road to 6K, let's get it, man. I'm out. Y'all be safe, stay dangerous, 100.